priorities and its values. And we have a big state. I often say that those of us that live from the Raritan River north have no concept whatsoever of what life is like from the Raritan River south. During my tenure as speaker, I traveled down to the lower 8 counties, Cape May and Cumberland and Salem and Gloucester, and there are communities with no sidewalks. There are communities with no schools. They have a regional school system. And there are communities where the big event every year is the annual Muskrat Festival. So, you know, culturally, we're a small state, but we're very regionalized. But the issue of services and the appropriations in a budget, Senator Gill, I think, aptly described the back and forth that happens. I can remember about 4 years ago, the state was going to eliminate general assistance welfare. These are single adults with no dependents. A lot of them are mentally ill people. A lot of them are veterans who are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome. The state is not required by federal law to provide assistance to that population, and New Jersey was going to enact a budget cutting that out. Exactly what Senator Gill said. I used the power of the speakership to say, I am not going to support and post Bill A unless you put X million of dollars in the budget for that population. That's what occurs. And we are not very happy right now, many of us in New Jersey, because the priorities that are important to us are not necessarily being prioritized during the budget process. And this is where civic engagement gets to be important. You need to write those letters and send those postcards and target offices with phone calls and, you know, go request meetings with legislators. Many of us have experienced pickets outside our offices. And let me tell you, a legislator pays attention to that and understands that they have to respond to the positions and priorities of their constituencies. If you don't hear from anybody, if you don't hear any mobilization, many legislators will be left up to their devices to do what they want to do in your legislature. But the fact that in New Jersey, our Constitution allows a governor to take a red pen and cross out every single thing that is in a budget. I know for years Senator Gill was a strong fighter for full funding for libraries. And if she could succeed in getting that in the budget, if the administration didn't support that, you'd see it X'd out of the budget. So the thing is being very vocal. I tell constituents, you've got to be just as aggressive as the paid lobbyists are. And my first year in office, I'll be very candid with you, I was astounded that I couldn't even get through the hall to my committee meeting because that's how many lobbyists work the State House. You have to let your voice just be just as equal as the paid lobbyists. And that's how your priorities get to be addressed.
It is almost 9 o'clock, so at this time, just by show of hands, is there anyone here that's been sitting here all this time that came in, they have a question that we were not able to get to yet, and just if you raise your hand, we would like to do that. We don't want anybody to sit here all night and say yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These questions are about process. We're not going to talk specific politics.